Hi guys, this is just my quick review of Nirvana's album in Utero, which was released in 1993. I believe it was released in April 1993, actually. But yeah, um, their sort of fourth album, and it was sort of released to um, anticipation. And I think people wanted at the time to see more of a, you know, I think a more of a Nevermind sort of style to their music, because everyone loved that, and that was a lot more sort of accepted by the public. And there were a couple of driving songs behind that album that made it just people loved it. They got into that sound, and particularly obviously Smells Like Teen Spirit and Come As You Are, but they were the main ones, big hits, and that sort of drove their success and drove grunge's success actually. Um, but yeah, so effectively, it was released in 1993. People were wanting to see them step up, because they'd released a quite a little sort of album called Incesticide the year before, prior to that, and it really was released to just basically very, very little sales, because people were still dealing with the massive aftermath of the Seattle scene and the Nevermind sort of popularity. So that didn't really sell well, but it was certainly a lot more experimental, and that was the direction they wanted to take overall, and that's what In Utero started, and that's what it wanted to do. So my overall impressions of it are, it's very sort of it's very sound based, sort of really good guitar work and things in a lot of songs. There are a couple of songs that I don't know if I call them filler, because I just love the sound of their guitar work. I think Kirsten Novoselic and obviously um, you know Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl do brilliant sort of. They work very well in tandem with each other, and that I love the sound. But honestly, in terms of you know lyrical sort of importance, it had a couple of good songs. But I mean the standout song of it, at the time was "Rape Me," which was sort of like an anti-rape song. But I mean, obviously with the lyrics, "Rape me, do it and do it again," people just thought, oh well, right, and they just taking the piss, which it obviously sounded like they were at the time. And that album it was that one song, just people sort of fixated on the fact that it was, incredibly sort of controversial, because it was. Because I mean, the title of the song let alone tells you enough about the song. And that sums up In Utero in a lot of ways. Is that the titles tell you what the song is going to be. The lyrics are repeated again and again and again, and it's great, really catchy. And there are a couple of songs I love, particularly if I had to note some. Um, I'd have to say, Heart Shaped Box, Francis Farmer Will Have a Revenge on Seattle. That was great. Um, I think I think Penny Royal Tea's good as well. That was great. Um, what else? Um, I thought I did like Rain Man, but I thought it was again, it was the sound I liked, the guitar playing and things, and Kurt Cobain's amazing grungy voice I just quite liked. But I mean the lyrics themselves, yeah, yeah, and exactly. I mean, In Utero was that really? Unless you were Kurt Cobain, you didn't understand what he was going on about, and you know, um, now going into interviews and things, I think, oh, that's what it meant. Now it makes sense. But when I was listening to it first time through, I was like, well, yeah, but what does that mean? What does that mean? So it's a great album overall for the sound, but yeah, it could have had more of a sort of Um, you know, it, it could have had more of a sort of meaning to the lyrics, but again, I think the band felt pressed to deliver meaning to the lyrics, um, or to explain the meaning to the lyrics, because they'd always have meaning, but to explain it, and they, you know, there's only so many, lyrics you can add before a song just doesn't work. The tune doesn't work. It's very hard to get a tune that consistently runs and fits with all the lyrics. So honestly, it's a great album, but it's not. It's certainly not Bleach or Nevermind quality. Um, I'd say it's better than Incesticide, but I thought Incesticide brought elements that it didn't, and the lyrical sort of prowess of that was probably greater. But it tune wise, it's flawless. I think great tunes. Dumb as well. Dumb's a great song. And there are shining examples like Dumb where you think, Jesus Christ, some of these lyrics are heavy, and they do, there's importance behind them, and there's meaning. And I honestly think, it just there were little bits of it, but I think due the just the it felt a little bit rushed. It was a great album. I listen to all the songs every day anyway at this point in my life, but it felt a little bit rushed. And I think it can mainly be attributed to the fact his life was just getting so hard at that point. Kurt Cobain's life was. So it's great. And they did a lot of experimental stuff, but overall, it's just if I had to say it was a number out of 10, I'd have to give it perhaps a solid level of about it's hard. I give it a solid level. All right, because I'm being fair because I'm biased, I think, to this band, but of about 8. But you're gonna have to say that it's a no-brainer that between deciding whether that's better than Nevermind or Bleach, but it's a great album nonetheless, and I think you should definitely listen to it a bit more if it's great tracks. Yeah.